Pats got these guys at a good price. Neat. So what is that? That's not what we're analyzing here. We're analyzing who has more talent. Period. Story over. Good Lord. Joining us now in the Big Y World Class Market Guest Chair, an annual stint here on Radio Row, is Chris Mad Dog Russo. You can hear him on his podcast and his replays. We don't want you listening live because he goes up against us in Boston on satellite radio. But anyway, Chris Mad Dog Russo, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Joyce. Boys, I should say. Tony, how are you, pal?
How you doing?
Mr. Murray's in the house here today. How are we doing? Okay?
Good, yeah. How about you?
Not bad.
Yeah, you had a good week?
Yeah, you know, the baseball, a lot of bouncing around the baseball. Jackie Robinson's one on his birthday.
Today, right.
So we're doing a lot of the baseball stuff today. And getting from one studio to another right now in Atlanta, a little dicey.
Well, that's what happens when you wear as many hats as you do.
Well, I mean, but they also don't want to spend the money to put me here, and they put me 30 miles away.
Yeah.
That doesn't know, it's a couple miles. But
we'll ask you about baseball to close, because your sport, man, I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. But
we'll get to that.
Okay, let's start with this. Are you glad, as a national guy, that the Patriots are here or not?
Oh, God, no. The national media does not want the Patriots here. I think it's Patriot fatigue. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. People are tired. We all know how great Brady is. We all know how great Belichick is. I think we would have enjoyed Kansas City, something a little different. I think it's just a case of, I don't think anybody thinks the Patriots don't deserve to be here. I think Brady trying to use this as a way to get his team motivated. Everybody thinks we stink. No, they don't. I mean, it's a cash play. It has nothing to do with that. Edelman, you know, with the shirts. Come on, stop. It's got nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that America is tired of the Patriots, and the Patriots are not a national team. The Patriots are a Northeast. There's only 4 or 5 national teams. The Patriots are not one of them.
One of them?
No, God, no.
Who are the national teams?
Well, Pittsburgh,
Dallas,
the Raiders.
Still.
Yeah, well, you're right. They may have calmed down there. That's the national team. The Patriots and the people in Seattle don't like. I don't think there's that many of them outside of that quarter. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
They might hate the Patriots, but you know the Steelers in the '70s. There's Steelers fans all over the place. When you go see the Patriots play on the road, there's not that many Patriot fans there. When you go to this, well, look at Steelers when they played in Oakland. The place was full of Steeler fans. Cowboy fans at the Meadowlands last weekend of the year.
Green Bay's kind of on that list.
Green Bay too. Those 4, I don't put the Patriots on that level. That's my take on it.
Okay. But do you think because in Boston we've gotten stupid, Chris, and I've been ranting about this all week. This complex, everybody hates us, and no one thinks we can do it, and Brady, everyone thinks we suck, so we can't. We've just developed this persecution complex.
Right.
That's just asinine.
Right.
Okay. But from the national perspective, do people hate the Patriots because there's something specific about Brady, Belichick, and the Patriots?
No, they're too good.
Or do they just hate the Pats because they're the Yankees of the 90s and Notre Dame football, and they've just filled that slot? There's just too much Patriots.
Too much Patriots. I think the Spygate, Deflategate is past. I don't think people are paying attention to that.
Agreed.
Belichick is not a warm, fuzzy character, so it's not like he's going to be embraceable by any other fans' sports teams. So I think, people don't love Brady. And I like Belichick, but, Belichick doesn't care about his Q rating in other, McVay is kind of warm and fuzzy, so
Sure.
people like McVay. Belichick doesn't go out of his way to take care of the sport per se, so they're not going to really get into him. And Brady's Brady. So but I think everybody knows how great they are. Everybody knows how good the combination is. It's the best combination in the history of football. But I think specifically the Patriots, they're kind of a polarizing team, and they're a team. I think CBS wanted the Patriots here.
Yeah.
But it's a team that is not going to endear itself to other fan bases. If the Patriots played a regular season game in Houston, there's not going to be a ton of Patriot fans there. The Steelers play there, there's a million Steeler fans there.
Who do you like in the game? Do you give the Rams a legit shot?
Sure, you have to. First of all, the Patriots play close games.
Yeah, they do.
These games are close. It's funny. I think both have a little karma on each side. I think the Rams are sick of hearing the fact that everybody thinks the Saints should be here. And the only way they can get rid of that is by beating the Patriots. I think the Patriots losing 2 close games in a row is asking a lot. If you're rooting against them, they lost a close game last year. They're going to lose another close game. So from that standpoint, I think it's a dead-even game. I guess I'd have to put my money on Brady and Belichick over Goff and McVay. But, Donald and Sue, I could see them creating some havoc. I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to run the ball that great. New Orleans couldn't run the ball that well. So I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball that great. They got a much better defense than Kansas City or the Chargers. But, Brady's great. I mean, Belichick is phenomenal. He's got such an edge over everybody else. I think it's a dead-even game. I guess you got to lean to the Pats.
Chris Mad Dog Russo joins us here on Radio Row. Chris, when we've had you on in years past, it's been a storyline that was on the table. Is Belichick the greatest of all time? Is Brady the greatest? If Belichick loses this one, where do I put Coughlin? We talked about all these things.
Right.
Is that story even over? Because Belichick and Brady have established, there's nothing left for them to establish because, I don't know, does anyone have Montana still ahead of Belichick? Does anyone have another coach? I'm sorry, Montana ahead of Brady? Does anyone have anyone ahead of Belichick?
I think Brady could be over. I think most people will acknowledge the fact 9 Super Bowls outside of the one Giant game. Well, he didn't play great against Carolina. He played very badly against the Giants the second time. He got right. He didn't play well in that game. Outside of that, he's been great in the games. You probably could still make an argument for Lombardi if you really wanted to push it. I could make an argument if you wanted me to for Lombardi over Belichick. But if you want to put Belichick right there in the mix, I think the Browns hurts Belichick a little bit. I think the AFC East really helps Belichick and the Pats. That's horrendous. There's been 26 coaches in the AFC East since Belichick took over. He's in a layup division.
And not one of them are any good. And not one of them is legit. I mean, it's unbelievable.
They get 6 wins. I think that helps him. Lombardi's going up against the Bears, the Lions with that great defense. It's a little harder then. Less teams make the playoffs. I could make an argument for Lombardi. I think probably Brady now has solidified himself as number 1.
Well, what does 5-4 do to him? Because if they lose this game, they're 5-4. Does that get used against them?
Well, how many games are his fault? Last year, RC played good, 505 yards passing, wasn't it?
Unless you count the strip sack at the end.
Well, I know it's not his fault. I mean, the first Giant game was not his fault. The Giant defensive line was phenomenal in the game. That's the second Giant game I thought he played poorly. I did not think he played well, and he got a safety, made a bad pass out of the end zone. Welker should have had it, but he underthrew him. That was not a good pass to Welker. He got outplayed by... And the one thing about Brady is he got outplayed by Eli in that second Super Bowl. It's the one thing you could say. But 5-4 doesn't make any difference to me. To me, it's the fact that he's been to 9.
It's a ridiculous number.
I mean, I would like to still make a case for Montana, but I'll be fair. I'll still make a case for Vince. Maybe I'll give Brady the mantle by himself. Make you guys happy?
You're not making me happy. I don't care.
How about your New York teams?
Oh, they stink. I mean, the Knicks are horrendous.
Hey, what's going on in New York, Chris?
The Rangers are bad. The Yankees are still the Yankees.
Well, I met the 2 football teams.
Yeah,
but the whole city's a dumpster
The
fire.
Rangers are terrible. I mean,
There's got to be hope because of Darnold, though.
Yeah, I think the Jet fan. I don't think they like Gase. I don't think they were in love with Gase. They didn't like hiring an ex-Dolphin head coach who got fired as their head coach. So I think people at the Jet Nation may be a little down on that. And the Giants, obviously, are in a transitional scenario. They got a great running back, but Eli's 38, 39 years of age. Giants 2 terrible seasons in a row.
How about them taking a running back last year when they got...
But he's going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, so what?
Yeah.
It's a running back, Chris.
Do we know Darnold's going to be great yet? We don't know he's going to be great.
Wouldn't you rather take your chance on a franchise quarterback?
Yeah, you can make that argument. Oh, he is great, though. I mean, he is going to be one of the... He is a tremendous football player.
Well, what does that mean for them?
Do we know that Darnold's going to be great?
All I'm saying is, if the quarterback's great, the team's going to be great. You can have a great running back and still be 4-12.
You can't. But how about if the quarterback's only good? And the running back's
You'd be 8-8. The quarterback translates. The running back does not necessarily translate to wins and losses.
I understand, but I don't know if we're at the point yet where we can say that Mayfield or Darnold are going to be all-time greats.
Taking a running back, taking a running back second overall when there's quarterbacks on the board is patently stupid, and they'll never live it down. And
we're going to wait and see about that,
unless somehow they make up for it this year and pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Well, which is also possible. See, I'm not sure if you could say that Darnold's a great player yet, or if he's going to be great.
I just think it's worth investing in at that spot of the draft versus a running back.
You can make that argument. I mean, I understand. I don't think a Giant fan would disagree with you.
Well, the Giant fan's dumb. The Giant fan's stupid. He doesn't get it.
Giant fan beat the Pats twice.
And by the way, Chris, let's say the running back works out great. What's his shelf life? 6-7 years?
I understand.
If the quarterback works out, we're talking 20 years now with the way these guys go and the way the position's protected.
All right, how about if the Giants take a quarterback this year, take Haskins, he turns out to be great, and then they have Haskins, and they have the running back.
If they pull it out of their hat and make up for it this year, then fine. But
they've waited way too long on Eli. They've waited way too long.
Make an argument there. It's a fair argument. I understand your thought about the quarterback. The Giants didn't do it because they did not think they had a Hall of Famer in that draft. Now, they might be proved wrong. They could be proved wrong. But I think that's what Gettleman was thinking about. And I think they thought Manning had a couple of years left. You guys might be right. Manning might be shot. And then they're stuck without a QB. So I understand the argument. But you got to be fair. This running back is a tremendous player.
So what? So what?
I get it.
I mean, he's just a good running back.
No, he's not good. This guy's a Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Back.
On baseball, I do want to get
You
to
agree
this.
with me on that, don't you?
Oh, he's like the closest thing I've seen to Barry Sanders in a long time.
Okay, Chris, real quick, I'm getting a 1 minute sign from you. Your sport, baseball?
Right.
Well, I mean, Chris, any other sport in free agency starts, and if there are two big stars on the table, they're on planes, they're taking visits, there's headlines, there's a countdown clock, there's interest, there's buzz, there's, Durant's renting out a house in the Hamptons and teams are coming and making pitches and it's minute-by-minute news updates. If it's hockey or football, the private planes are warming on day one and the big free agents making the visit. It's big news and deadline shows. In baseball, it's effing February 1st or whatever it is, and Harper and Machado are still out there and no one cares. This is a joke, Chris. It's a Chris.
Well,
I mean,
first
it's
off,
a joke.
Well, remember, Durant was in July, and there's nothing going on in July, so the world's attention was on Durant.
It's not that.
Well, that's part of it.
It's
They're
not
up
that.
against the football.
There's a deadline and things happen and there's movement and
who do you
there's
blame?
urgency.
It's not the team's fault. Tell Boris to take $300 million to sign the Nationals. The money was there. Tell Machado to take $225 and go to the White Sox. Money was there, $225 million. And he didn't take it because he want more money. And they want to make sure they don't sign first.
But again, now you're talking just about this year. Last year was the same problem.
Well, last year he wasn't a great player.
Okay, well, JD Martinez was out there, and some of us didn't think he was a great player, but
I didn't think so either. But
Okay, but nonetheless, he didn't sign until February, for crying out loud. Just the whole thing is too slow. The whole culture of the sport is too slow.
I don't disagree with that, but I don't know if I blame the base sport for that. I can blame the agents for that, and I can blame the Player Association for that. Because they get upset when the market doesn't indicate that these guys should be paid $500
It's the whole culture. It's the whole culture of it, and they've got to do something. The baseball misses out on the hot stove thing is done. It's dead. It doesn't exist anymore, Chris. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
I don't disagree with you. I understand. Now you're living in a city where it's football 24/7. If you were in St. Louis,
We just
right
won the
now,
World Series. It's not. No.
that's true.
We used to be one of the best baseball markets in the country.
Yeah, but it's no longer. You're football first.
Yeah.
But Boston's not.
Yeah, no, it is.
New York's a better baseball town. St. Louis is a better baseball town. Boston is no longer the
There's just
baseball
no
town.
act. Chris, where's the action?
But isn't everybody football first now? This
Not
is
St.
part
Louis.
of the point.
Not St. Louis.
Where's the action? There's no action.
San Francisco's a better baseball
There's
town.
no action in the
than
offseason,
football.
Chris.
I understand.
Come on.
I understand. Well, what do you want?
I want you to get on baseball like you get on it for length of game. I want you
Well, it's not
ranting
baseball's.
about this.
It's not baseball's fault.
I
How's
think
it baseball's fault?
It's partly baseball's
How?
fault. If
Because they're not giving Machado $500 million?
No, but then they know what they got to put a deadline in place to sign free agents by a certain date, or a guy can't.
That has to be an agreement with the Players Association.
Well, I understand that.
The Players Association's not going to agree to that.
Well, so
what do they want?
But the players are a problem too, and because I have a big issue with the players that they don't understand really what is good for the game. Baseball players inherently are selfish. They are. They're inherently selfish.
And the fact is, players.
So the game needs to make an adjustment now, whether it's the players and the owners in tandem or whatever. And I understand they're in the middle of the CBA, but this is ridiculous.
They should have signed.
Two of the great free agents in the history of the game at that age to hit the market, and we're at February and neither one is signed.
Well, they want $500 million.
I want you blowing your stack on the air over this issue.
I haven't gotten that crazy with that yet.
That's what I want.
You guys are feisty today.
Red Sox, Yankees this year. The Yanks have a chance?
Yeah, they do.
The Yanks do.
Yeah, why not?
Based on what?
Well, Paxton's going to be an improvement. I mean, they was 1-1 last year going into Game 3.
That wasn't a series.
It wasn't after the first two games. It was. But you're right. I'm not going to make the excuses. Yeah, well, how did the Yankees not have a chance? I mean,
Listen, the Red Sox aren't as good as they played last year.
Oh,
That's your argument. You can use that.
All right, Chris, you got to go. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for taking the time. We appreciate it. All right. Quick break. We're back with more long commercial-free segment next here from Radio Row.